Hello! You must already know what this series is about if you watch a part 4 or have read the title. I'm watching and recapping the show Arcane episode by episode, and this is part 4 of the series. So, welcome to Arcane Recap in 10 minutes or less. We see Jace and Heimerdinger talking about some holiday in Piltover called Progress Day. Man, the only progress I've made in the past year is starting a YouTube channel with minimal engagement. But hey, we all got to start somewhere. What about you, viewer? What have you done since last year? Leave a comment down below and I will respond or make fun of you. No, this is totally not an engagement bait. We go back to see that Heimerdinger wants Jace to give this year's speech. Much to Jace's surprise, and we discovered that we actually skipped forward into the future, as Jace now has completed a Hextech Gate, which is a huge monument of transportation, and made a big name for himself. Bro is climbing the social ladder quickly. Heimerdinger suggests,
perhaps there's something in the lab you might be able to share. People love a grand reveal.
And he has just the thing. As we take in the breathtaking view of Piltover, I swear, Riot Game makes every media enjoyable, except for their game. Ironic. Oh, this is giving me Bioshock vibe a bit too much. There it is, with those face poster. I knew it. I felt the sense of dictatorial society when I see it.
Jace Tallis, the visionary behind the Hex Gates, a beacon of trade and prosperity for our great city of progress.
You're so proud to show him off now that he made a name for himself. Devious woman, you're lucky I have an insurmountable respect for your daughter. Oh my star, Caitlyn, you've grown up to be such a gorgeous and elegant lady.
I'm working.
Turns out, Kate's mom does not approve her being a cop. So she had her posting here as a glorified lapdog. But my girl doesn't deter from her duty. Yeah, show her your rebellious side by being an upstanding officer. That would show her. Hey, I know that face. That's the guy from the brothel. Elsewhere, we meet up with some old faces doing a little bit of bribery and smuggling. That's when these dripped out Court of Owls look-alike shows up and crashes the party. They're called the Firelights. They act as a vigilante group, here to destroy the chemical shipment. But just as two of them investigate the basement, they run into our beloved Psycho, Jinxie, and she looks even more unhinged than last time. Old Powder here start humiliating the Firelights one by one. Guess all their aura got transferred to her once the protagonist showed up. One of them tried to light the chemical on fire, but was caught by Powder, and it turned out to be Vi? Nah, none of you fall for that. It was just some girl with pink hair. And now we see that Powder's mind still has some PTSD from that day. So she goes into psycho mode and starts shooting everything, including her allies. Only 2 Firelights made it out alive that day.
You are supposed to guard the cargo.
Same. I would have made that exact reaction if someone I just saved get all pissy at me and tell me how to do my job.
You serious?
Back in Jay's workshop, and what the hell happened to you, Victor? Anyway, Jay show Heimerdinger their new and improved crystal.
What are blue balls?
With it, they can harness the power of the arcane and utilize it in everyday's work tools or weapons of unlimited destruction. I honestly can't tell. Heimer is impressed, but he asks them to delay the announcement by a decade. While I do agree with the professor about safety, asking them to be blue ball for 10 years is cruel, and Victor here seems like he can't hold it in for that long.
It takes take this shit no more.
Caitlyn, while snooping around the carcass of the exploded aircraft, discovered that the smugglers left one of their own behind. But try as she might, she couldn't get any info out of him.
I can't. He'll kill me.
All of a sudden, we meet a familiar face. Marcus. The bastard that created this whole mess. Literally. He's using his power to punish Caitlyn for snooping around the crime scene. Might be time for some unknown vigilante to stand up against the system. Oh, don't be so sad, Caitlyn. It breaks my heart. Switch over to the Undercity and Silco has taken over Vander's bar, turning it into a sort of rave criminal hangout. Savika explains that Powder lost it and that she is not trustworthy.
She's a problem and we all know it.
We. Who's we?
We? Why are you speaking in French?
Now I can really see the relationship between Powder and Silco is like daughter and father, since she opens up more around him, and he trusted her enough to let her stick a needle into his eyeball. Nevertheless, Silco has to punish his daughter and gives her some time out. Back to some fancy pants party in Uptown. Madara is giving the exact same reaction as I whenever I have to mingle with my colleagues.
The only one actually worth my time is him. The golden boy.
Oh, speaks of the devil. Jay speaks of Heimerdinger's prevention, and Madara played to every man's weakness, his own ego, telling Jace to disregard the professor's words and just present it anyway.
Piltover needs a leader who looks forward. Someone like you.
Putting Jace at a crossroad. We switch to Powder's hideout, and little Missy here is blowing off the fuse by blowing up the cavern. Uh-oh. Looks like the mental damage in her mind is worse than I thought. She still sees images of Milo and Clagger and is talking to them as if they were really there. Guess that wound never heals properly, huh? Jesus, Victor, get some cough syrup. Or better yet, get some Hextech implant work on yourself. So Starboy here takes the center stage and starts yapping about some ceremonial stuff. And just when they're about to show off their invention, Jace backed down. He decided to put the safety of the people first, much to the dismay of his partner and his other partner.
Meanwhile,
Airship, actually. An airship has a rigid metal hull. It's not a blimp.
But anyway, they discover a fire and some of the guardsmen hear a little girl crying for help and decided to go inside the tent. I was gonna make some joke about how the foam looks and sounds, but my girl Caitlyn deserved a much more classy type of humor. Well, surprise, surprise, the girl turns out to be some speaker, and they were lured into some death trap.
You're so stupid! 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 Stupid!
Kate realizes this, but isn't able to get away in time and got knocked out by the blast. With the last thing she sees is Powder. Turns out she stole the arcane crystals. My question is, shouldn't there be more guards inside? Because if Powder managed to do this much damage on her own, then maybe Silco should let her be in charge of his operation. Anyway, this incident turns out to be in Jace's favor. They need new weapons to battle against the Undercity's assaults. So Jace has been elected to become the 8th councilman.
And that House Talus be elevated to this august body.
I gotta say, he's be running this corporate ladder faster than anyone. Silco is pissed off that Jinx went and stirred things up in the upper city. That is, until she showed him what she managed to bring back for him. And with it, Silco's faith in Jinx has been restored. My girl Caitlyn has been doing her own research on who is actually behind all these attacks. Such a capable policeman, unlike a certain someone who cheats his way to the top. But Jay's here to break some bad news. She's been fired from her job, and he is offering her a position under his rank. However, being a strong and independent woman that she is, Kate sees this nothing more than a pity offer.
Kate.
Get out.
The only thing to do right now is to follow her only lead in Stillwater Prison.
Inmate 2135. Afraid that's not possible. An incident? The not so pretty kind.
And I think we all know who did it. The only major character we haven't seen since the time skip. And boy, does her reintroduction badass.
Who the hell are you?
Well, that's it for this video. It's not as hype as the last one, but this is natural, since this one is the start of Act 2. So, if you stuck around for this long, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.